Do you recall Troy Donahue, a true Adonis whose irresistible allure held sway over audiences everywhere? His ascent to stardom was swift, effortlessly maneuvering through the perilous realm of Tinseltown to claim a place among its radiant stars. But concealed beneath the dazzling facade of celebrity lies a tormented spirit, tormented by inner demons that gnaw at his very being. Recently, Troy grapples with the harsh reality of homelessness, his existence fraught with hardship and despair. Join us for a closer look at Troy Donahue's life in this video. Despite his initial success, Donahue struggled with alcoholism, a struggle that would later contribute to his downfall. The pressures of fame, coupled with his own inner turmoil, proved to be a formidable challenge for the young actor. As his alcoholism worsened, his career began to falter, and the once promising star found himself facing a bleak future. In a dramatic turn of events, Donahue's life took a desperate turn, culminating in a period of homelessness in New York City's Central Park. It was a stark contrast to the glamorous world he once inhabited, a harsh reality check that underscored the fragility of fame and fortune. Yet, even in the depths of despair, Donahue's indomitable spirit endured. Despite his struggles, Donahue eventually staged a Hollywood comeback, reclaiming a semblance of the success he had once enjoyed. His resilience and determination served as a testament to the human capacity for redemption and renewal. However, his triumphs were tinged with tragedy as he continued to grapple with his inner demons. Now, decades after his passing, Donahue's life is being revisited and re-evaluated in a new book titled Inventing Troy Donahue, The Making of a Movie Star. Authored by Michael Greg Michaud, the book delves into the complexities of Donahue's rise and fall, shedding light on the highs and lows of his tumultuous journée. Speaking about his motivation for writing the book, Michaud reflected on Donahue's untold story, emphasizing its profound impact and enduring relevance. He achieved a high level of stardom and then almost disappeared, Michaud remarked. I met him a few times and he was just a lovely, lovely man. And I was interested in how a young actor could undertake a career that blossomed so quickly and then it suddenly ends. At the tender age of 20, Donahue found himself alone one evening at the Golden Pheasant, a nondescript haunt nestled in the San Fernando Valley. Little did he know that this seemingly ordinary night would alter the course of his life forever. It was here that fate intervened, as Donahue's sun-kissed features captured the attention of William Asher, a prominent producer at Columbia Studios, and James Sheldon, a respected TV director with ties to the legendary James Dean. Impressed by Donahue's undeniable charisma, Asher and Sheldon wasted no time in extending an invitation that would change everything, a screen test at Columbia Studios. However, fate seemed intent on testing Donahue's resolve, as tragedy struck just days before his pivotal meeting. A heavy drinker plagued by his own demons, Donahue succumbed to the allure of alcohol on the eve of his momentous opportunity. In a haze of intoxication, he set out on the road, unaware of the peril that awaited him. The consequences of his reckless behavior proved catastrophic as his car careened off Malibu Canyon Road, hurtling into the abyss below. The impact was devastating, leaving Donahue clinging to life amidst the wreckage of his dreams. Miraculously, he survived the harrowing ordeal, though the toll on his physical and emotional well-being was profound. Recounting the horror of the accident, Donahue later reflected on the grisly aftermath, describing his mangled visage as just two blue eyes staring out of a bucket of red paint. Despite the near-fatal setback, Donahue's indomitable spirit refused to be extinguished. Buoyed by an unwavering determination to defy the odds, he emerged from the wreckage with renewed purpose, ready to seize the second chance fate had granted him. For 2 agonizing days, he drifted in and out of consciousness, caught in the liminal space between the realms of the living and the dead. Each moment was a battle against the encroaching darkness, a testament to his tenacious will to survive. The toll exacted by the crash was staggering, a litany of injuries that bore witness to the sheer brutality of fate. 2 cracked ribs served as a painful reminder of the impact that had threatened to shatter his fragile frame. A bruised spinal cord whispered of the trauma inflicted upon his very core, while a concussion clouded his mind with a haze of disorientation and pain. Yet, amidst the wreckage of his shattered body, Donahue's spirit remained unbroken. Despite the agony that racked his every breath, he clung to the flickering ember of hope, refusing to surrender to despair. Even as he lay immobilized by a cracked kneecap and a crushed kidney, he found solace in the belief that this too shall pass. The physical scars etched upon his flesh bore witness to the magnitude of his ordeal. A lost tooth and 10 stitches in his nose served as grim reminders of the fragility of life, while 40 stitches marred his scalp like a badge of honor, earned in the crucible of adversity. As Donahue languished in the throes of recovery, fate once again intervened, offering a glimmer of redemption amidst the darkness. In the summer of 1956, a chance encounter with actress Fran Bennett would alter the course of his destiny forever. Introduced by a mutual friend, Donahue found himself in the presence of Henry Wilson, a notorious agent whose reputation preceded him. Wilson saw in Donahue a spark of potential waiting to be ignited, and wasted no time in offering to represent the young actor. With unwavering determination, Donahue embarked on a journey to Universal Studios, where his talents would be put to the test once more. Against all odds, Donahue emerged triumphant, his screen presence undeniable, his potential limitless. Signed by Universal at the tender age of 21, he stood on the threshold of a new chapter in his life, ready to embrace the challenges and opportunities that lay ahead. Henry Wilson saw in Troy Donahue a raw potential waiting to be unleashed. It was Wilson who bestowed upon his young protege the name that would become synonymous with teenage heartthrob, Troy Donahue. Embracing his new moniker with a mixture of trepidation and excitement, Donahue embarked on a whirlwind journey through the halls of Universal Studios, where his star would rise with meteoric speed. In the span of just a year, he would grace the silver screen in a dozen films, each one a stepping stone toward the pinnacle of success. But it was 1959's A Summer Place that would catapult Donahue into the stratosphere of stardom, forever cementing his status as an icon of the silver screen. Starring alongside top actress Sandra Dee in a sweeping melodrama that captured the hearts of audiences around the world, Donahue's performance electrified the screen, imbuing his character with a raw vulnerability and magnetic charm that resonated deeply with viewers. For Donahue, however, the sudden onslaught of fame proved to be a double-edged sword. While he harbored dreams of cinematic glory, the overwhelming success of A Summer Place threatened to engulf him in a tidal wave of adulation and expectation. Beneath the surface of his polished exterior lay a wellspring of insecurity and self-doubt, demons that had haunted him since childhood. The roots of Donahue's inner turmoil ran deep, rooted in the tragic loss of his beloved father to the ravages of Lou Gehrig's disease. The void left by his father's passing cast a long shadow over Donahue's psyche, leaving him grappling with feelings of inadequacy and abandonment that would haunt him throughout his life. Despite his outward veneer of confidence and charisma, Donahue's struggle with self-esteem simmered beneath the surface, driving him to seek solace in the bottom of a bottle from an early age. The allure of alcohol offered temporary respite from the pain of his inner demons, a fleeting escape from the relentless pressures of fame and expectation. As Donahue basked in the glow of success, the scars of his past continued to haunt him, threatening to unravel the fragile facade he had constructed. Yet, even amidst the tumult of his inner turmoil, Donahue remained a beacon of hope for millions of fans around the world, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit in the face of adversity. For Donahue, alcohol became both a refuge and a prison, a means of numbing the pain of his inner turmoil while simultaneously fueling the flames of self-destruction. Once he succumbed to its seductive embrace, there seemed to be no turning back, as decades slipped away in a haze of intoxication and regret. Despite his undeniable screen presence and rugged good looks, Donahue found himself ill-equipped to navigate the treacherous waters of Hollywood's demanding industry. Lacking formal training as an actor, he struggled to channel his raw talent into performances that met the lofty expectations of directors and critics alike. Even the director of A Summer Place, known for his patience and understanding, found himself exasperated by Donahue's struggles on set. It often took a staggering number of takes before Donahue could deliver a performance that met even the most basic standards of acceptability, a testament to the overwhelming burden he carried upon his shoulders. The trappings of fame only served to exacerbate Donahue's descent into chaos, as he found himself ensnared in a web of excess and indulgence. Surrounded by adoring fans and an endless parade of glamorous girlfriends, he reveled in the hedonistic delights of celebrity life, heedless of the consequences that lay in wait. Yet, behind the glittering facade lay a soul tormented by doubt and insecurity, aching for respite from the relentless demands of fame. The simple act of showering for work became a Herculean task, as Donahue braced himself for the inevitable onslaught of adulation and scrutiny that awaited him at every turn. In the eyes of the world, Troy Donahue was the epitome of success, a golden boy blessed with beauty, talent, and charm. But beneath the surface lay a heart racked with pain and disillusionment, yearning for a sense of purpose and fulfillment that remained tantalizingly out of reach. Troy Donahue's outward persona as a charismatic leading man belied the inner turmoil that plagued him, a turmoil born from the scars of a tumultuous past and a profound sense of loneliness that echoed through the corridors of his soul. While adored by legions of fans and surrounded by a glittering array of co-stars and admirers, Donahue remained a solitary figure, forever haunted by the specter of his father's tragic demise. The death of his beloved father cast a long shadow over Donahue's formative years, leaving him grappling with feelings of abandonment and inadequacy that would shape his relationships and his life. Witnessing his father's agonizing decline as he succumbed to the ravages of Lou Gehrig's disease instilled in Donahue a deep-seated fear of loss and abandonment that would haunt him for decades to come. Despite his longing for companionship, Donahue remained a solitary figure, adrift in a sea of adulation and adoration. His co-stars, including Connie Stevens and Diane McBain, recognized the loneliness that lurked behind his dazzling smile, describing him as a loner even in the midst of a crowd. For Donahue, the pursuit of romantic relationships offered fleeting respite from the crushing weight of solitude. Yet it also served as a source of anguish and despair. Driven by a desperate need to fill the void within, Donahue sought solace in the arms of emotionally unavailable partners, only to find himself trapped in a cycle of longing and disappointment. His fear of abandonment drove him to cling desperately to those who could never truly fulfill his emotional needs, leaving him perpetually adrift in a sea of unrequited longing. As the years wore on, Donahue's struggles with addiction escalated, his attempts to numb the pain of his inner demons leading him down a dark and perilous path. Graduating from simple intoxicants like booze and pot to more potent substances like cocaine and prescription drugs, he found himself locked in a downward spiral from which escape seemed increasingly elusive. The zenith of Troy Donahue's fame burned brightly for a mere 5 years, a meteoric rise to stardom that catapulted him into the stratosphere of Hollywood's elite. During this fleeting moment in the spotlight, Donahue found himself besieged by adoring fans, inundated with up to 7,000 fan letters each week. Such was the fervor of his admirers that many would go to extraordinary lengths, scaling the fences of his home in a desperate bid to catch a glimpse of their idol. Rolls poured in steadily, both on the silver screen and the small screen, as Donahue basked in the adulation of his legions of fans. Yet, even as his star continued to ascend, ominous clouds loomed on the horizon. By the late 1960s, the landscape of Hollywood was shifting, with studios issuing the youth films that had once been Donahue's bread and butter. With the demise of the clean-cut, all-American image that had defined his early career, Donahue found himself adrift in a sea of uncertainty. The roles that had once come so easily now seemed elusive, as Hollywood turned its back on the very archetype that had catapulted him to fame. Desperate to reinvent himself and shed the shackles of typecasting, Donahue embarked on a quest to explore new horizons. His efforts, however, met with mixed results. The film, My Blood Runs Cold, represented a stark departure from the sun-kissed beach boy persona that had endeared him to audiences, a departure that ultimately fell flat with critics and audiences alike. Similarly, his role in Palm Springs Weekend left Donahue disillusioned and disenchanted as he struggled to reconcile his artistic ambitions with the limitations imposed by studio executives. Haunted by the specter of typecasting and fueled by a restless desire for artistic fulfillment, Donahue found solace in the bottom of a bottle, drowning his sorrows in a haze of alcohol and self-pity. Despite the protestations of colleagues and friends, he remained steadfast in his determination to break free from the confines of his past, even at the expense of his own well-being. In the end, Troy Donahue's refusal to compromise his principles proved to be his undoing, as he found himself sidelined and ostracized by an industry that had once embraced him with open arms. The suspension that followed his rebellion marked the beginning of the end, signaling the irrevocable decline of a once promising career. As the curtain fell on Troy Donahue's once glorious career, he found himself cast adrift in a sea of uncertainty, his dreams shattered, and his spirit broken. Unemployed and bereft of purpose, he sought solace in the familiar embrace of alcohol, a crutch that had supported him since his earliest days. Returning to the streets of New York, Donahue embarked on a desperate quest to reignite the flames of his fading career, but the harsh realities of life soon caught up with him. Money became scarce, and with each passing day, the specter of destitution loomed ever larger on the horizon. Amidst the mounting financial woes, Donahue's personal life spiraled into turmoil, marked by the dissolution of his marriage and the crushing weight of bankruptcy. With nowhere left to turn, he found himself confronting the bleak reality of homelessness, a fate he could scarcely have imagined in his days of glory. In 1970, Troy Donahue reached rock bottom, his once proud spirit reduced to a mere shadow of its former self. With nowhere else to go, he sought refuge amidst the tangled undergrowth of Central Park, where he made his home in the heart of the city that had once worshipped him as a golden god. For 6 long months, Donahue eked out a meager existence, his possessions reduced to the bare essentials that he carried in a battered backpack. Each day became a battle for survival, as he navigated the harsh realities of life on the streets with a grim determination born of desperation. Yet, even in the depths of despair, Donahue clung to a flickering ember of hope, finding solace in the kindness of strangers who offered him a fleeting respite from the relentless grind of homelessness. Hot meals and warm showers became rare luxuries, as he relied on the generosity of fans who opened their hearts and homes to him in his hour of need. "I went home with fans for a hot meal or a shower," Donahue admitted with a hint of resignation, "and a couch or bed to sleep in." In the embrace of these fleeting moments of warmth and humanity, he found a temporary reprieve from the harsh realities of life on the streets. Troy Donahue took a remarkable turn when an unexpected lifeline was extended by none other than his former classmate, Francis Ford Coppola. The acclaimed filmmaker, moved by Donahue's plight, reached out with an offer that would reignite the spark of hope in the actor's troubled heart. Cast in a small yet memorable role as Merle Johnson in Coppola's epic masterpiece, The Godfather Part II, Donahue found himself thrust back into the limelight, his talents once again showcased on the silver screen. Though the role may have been modest in scope, its impact was profound, marking a turning point in Donahue's tumultuous journey. With the newfound stability provided by his role in The Godfather Part II, Donahue took the courageous step of confronting his demons head-on, embarking on a journey of self-discovery and redemption. It was in the hallowed halls of Alcoholics Anonymous that he found solace and support, embracing a newfound sobriety that would transform his life in ways he could never have imagined. In the years that followed, Donahue continued to tread the path of recovery, finding solace and fulfillment in a series of bit parts and character roles. From John Waters' irreverent cult classic Cry Baby to a myriad of direct-to-video endeavors, he embraced each opportunity with a sense of gratitude and humility, cherishing the simple joy of being able to ply his craft once more. He was very happy, remarked Michaud, reflecting on Donahue's newfound lease on life. He worked quite a lot. He did mostly direct-to-video, low-budget movies, but he was working again, and he enjoyed his sobriety. He was proud of himself. He encouraged people to get a grip if they were having a problem with addiction because he was able to do it. Amidst the ebb and flow of his professional endeavors, Donahue found love and companionship in the arms of mezzo-soprano Zheng Xiao, with whom he shared a quiet and contented life in the idyllic enclave of Santa Monica. For the first time in his tumultuous existence, Donahue found himself at peace, relishing the simple pleasures of domesticity and the warmth of companionship. "I'm really happy to just be Mr. Cao," Donahue confided to Michaud, a sentiment that spoke volumes about the newfound sense of fulfillment he had discovered in the twilight of his years. Yet fate had one final surprise in store for the aging actor, as he learned of the existence of a son and daughter he had never known. Their introduction into his life marked the culmination of a long and winding journey, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the enduring power of love. In the embrace of his newfound family, Donahue found a sense of wholeness and completeness that had long eluded him. "I believe he was very happy in the end," concluded Michaud, reflecting on the remarkable odyssey of Troy Donahue. In the spring of 2001, tragedy struck with devastating force as Donahue suffered a sudden and unexpected heart attack. Though he briefly regained consciousness in the wake of the ordeal, his fragile grip on life soon slipped away, leaving behind a legacy of unfulfilled promise and untold potential. For Michael Greg Michaud, a close confidant and chronicler of Donahue's life, the loss was keenly felt. Yet even in the midst of grief, Michaud found solace in the memories and reflections shared by his friend in their final moments together. "When we talked about Hollywood, he had a wonderful attitude about it," Michaud recalled, his voice tinged with a mixture of sadness and reverence. "There was a screening of A Summer Place that he attended. He hasn't seen the film in years. He said, 'When I saw the close-ups of me and Sandra Dee from so many years ago, we just looked so beautiful. Just look at us. All of a sudden, I understood.'" What do you think about Troy Donahue's current situation? Leave us your comments in the section below. We hope you have found this helpful video. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you like it. Thank you for watching this, and see you in the next videos. Goodbye.